Hello, we're filming in Minnie's parlor today. I think she just needs me to be in her space. I hope everyone had a happy holiday. And last week's videos, in posting them and replaying them and talking to a few friends, again reminded me how lonely this time of year, I knew she was going to do that, this time of year can be for people. And it breaks my heart when I hear people, I just want to call them. I just want to say this. Should I just do this? Do you think I could just leave a message? Okay? And it led me to want to making this video, because it is the time of year that we convince ourselves it's okay to reach out to people, even if they've not been nice to us. And we convince ourselves the gaggle of reasons why it would be okay if I just reach out, right? What, Min? She's staring at me. Renee Flamont here. Thank you so much for watching, you guys. I want to make sure that we cover clearly and precisely not to let yourself reach out to the narcissist because it's holiday time. You want to close out your year. You want to get to the other side. One more chance to say something. Get it all out. Fresh start January 1st, right? I don't care what you call it or how you frame it. If you reach out to the narcissist, they get one message. They don't get any of the things I just listed that may legitimately be in your mind. You think, this will do it for me. I can move forward. They get one message. I don't care what the words are that come out of your mouth. The message they receive is, you still care. And you might say, well, I do. He's a human. I loved him, of course. The danger in the kind of care that I'm trying to explain that they get from you is they feel the door's now open still. And you might say, well, my message was going to be final. I was going to say to him this and that. Okay. The fact remains that if you do reach out, leave a message, send a text, send an email, you open yourself up to so much possible harm that can be inflicted upon you in countless ways. And I don't really want that for anybody. This is the holidays. Nobody wants to be going through that. Ever. Let alone like right now, right? You think you've just closed the door for yourself. You sent out the last text message, the last email. You left a message, whatever the case is. Ended the year. You got everything off your chest. Perhaps in an email. Perhaps in a message you left during last week, during the holiday. Or you're thinking about doing either of those. So, okay, you want to close the door. But, again, I have to reiterate, you've just left that very door open to them in their eyes. Maybe they don't even get back to you with this holiday message. That could be. You burn a bit. You're like, oh, I left him a nice message. I didn't even hear from him. You burn, but you convince yourself, this is what I know happened to somebody. You convince yourself you did the right thing by reaching out so as to get the aforementioned desired closure, and you move on, okay? It's 6 months later, and now he breaks up with his girlfriend, the new supply he had after you, or maybe he's on his 7th supply after you. Whatever the case, he breaks up. He knows he should try you because you sent that holiday message. But my message was closing. I know it was, but you were probably polite. You were probably giving. Maybe you weren't nasty. I'm not saying you should be and that they'll get that message. No matter the message or words you say, they heard a message that you still care. Door's open. So now he contacts you 6 months later. Think this through. It's June. You're in a relationship now, or you're not. Trudging along, not trudging, bouncing along happily in life. You've moved on in your mind, your heart, your soul, everything. And then the phone rings and it's his number. That's a trigger. You were trauma bonded to this person. That's going to elicit a trigger. What you want from the narcissist is no more triggers, no more contact, no more them reaching back out to you. And it's very tricky. You have to be careful, because I understand the feeling of wanting closure. I understand the feeling of the holidays can be, God, it's so tough for some people. And later in the week, we're going to talk about, actually it might be next week, about the loneliness in the holidays and maybe how some tricks to combat that. You have to leave the narcissist with zero feeling that you would want to hear from them again. You know, and you might say, well, wait a minute, I thought we could part nicely and blah, blah, blah. Okay, that's a really nice thought and I commend you. But when you part nicely, it leaves the door open. And there are messages they will receive clearly if they get nothing from you. Nothing. They're not going to keep pounding on your door, ringing your phone, texting you, emailing you, if you don't respond. I read yesterday a comment, a viewer had their narcissist respond to their picture on a dating app, and they didn't respond back. Perfect way to handle it. Perfect. Because all that narcissist wanted was for them to say, I think they said to them, nice pic. You can find it in the comments. It was last week sometime. Nice pic. She said, I didn't say anything. He was wanting her to say something so that he could open a door and have a conversation. How is it for you on this dating site? About getting information. Didn't bite, didn't respond. Hopefully that narcissist won't reach out again. If you give them anything, they will take it as a green light. Bad words they take as a green light. That's negative attention. Like they say, a toddler will take negative attention, do something for negative attention if they're not getting any attention. It's the same thing. They say the powers that be, they're emotionally stunted people. Like adolescence was arrested in toddlerdom, youth. So that is kind of, think about who you're dealing with. So the best way, I'm telling you, is to not reach out. I know it's nearly impossible, and that's why these last few weeks of the year, I kind of make a lot of videos around this theme, because it is a particularly hard time of year for many of you and for the narcissists. If they've been floundering all year and they're bouncing through life and they don't have anything solid, this is the time of year that they're going to reach out and try to have some kind of union, some kind of contact. They could be bouncing alone out there. And you might say, well, I feel bad. Nobody should be alone on Christmas. Yeah, all right. Well, I feel bad too, because you shouldn't have been betrayed and hurt. Oftentimes, the life people set up for themselves, or the lives people live, are that which they set up for themselves. It's not up to you to fix the world. It took me a long time to learn that. I want to fix everybody. I want to make everybody happy. I want to make sure everyone's... No, you have to look out for you. I don't know how else to say that. You have to look out for you. And I'm going to tell you something. Pardon me. I'm not a sadist or anything, but I know that there's simply no way on earth I will ever hear from my narcissist again by what I said or didn't say or stopped saying. I made him feel sufficiently bad enough that he knows I have zero interest. And I wanted that, and therefore executed my ending to be that. You might say, well, deep down inside, I do want him to call me. That's what I'm saying. I don't want you to feel deep down inside that you want him or her to call you. Insert your own pronoun, we always say. Mine is he for a romantic partner. I don't want you to want that. I want you to concentrate on what they did to you. Not dwell over the holiday, but remember it. Remember it. They can find their happiness elsewhere. Well, they won't. But they can try to go find it elsewhere with another victim. I wanted it to be final, and therefore I made him aware of how little I think of him. This was a couple of years ago now, but I think with the words I did say, my message was received. And then with the words I didn't say and no longer responding to him, it clinched it. I wanted to make this for you because we're all going through a time that can be lonely for you, lonely for them. If you're an empath like me, you can convince yourself you feel bad. You see a few messages from your narcissist and they're crying, they're alone, whatever, you feel bad. Stop. Think it through. Think through what that might mean for you, for your future, that they can get back to you. I just wanted to mention this, you guys. Please stay aware of the truth before you. Nothing has changed with that narcissist. Nothing has changed. So if you reach out to them, you're expecting something different, you won't get anything different. You may on the first phone call, you may on the first text. Eventually that same person is going to rise up, disappoint you, and then you're going to regret reaching out. Please keep this in mind as you go forward, you guys. I'll see you next time.